Hi, everyone. I am Jenny Sevier from Autism Academy for Education and Development, and Parenting Special Needs Magazine asked me to speak about stimming. So let me get started. Stimming is a term used to talk about certain behaviors people with autism or sensory challenges can display. It's short for self-stimulatory behavior. In simple terms, stimming is a behavior that someone will do over and over again to meet some kind of internal need. Stimming behaviors look different for everyone, and they are something that all people do at times. If you've ever tapped your fingers on the table in front of you or jiggled your leg while sitting in a meeting, you've stimmed. For people with sensory challenges, stims can be subtle, like tapping, leg jiggling, or blinking a lot. They can also be very noticeable behaviors like flapping hands, rocking back and forth, spinning around, or jumping. Some people will also have verbal stims like humming, coughing, singing, repeating words or phrases, or making loud sounds that may seem random to other people. Really, anything can be a stim if it meets a self stimulatory need. Like the behaviors, self stimulatory needs are different for everyone. There are a few common reasons that a person with autism might stim. People with autism experience things like touch, taste, smell, and sound differently from others, so they may stim to help process that sensory input. Another reason for stimming is regulating emotions. Things like anxiety, anger, sadness, happiness, or excitement can lead to stimming. Any kind of big emotion can cause someone to need to stim. Stimming can also help neurodiverse people focus at work or at school, while other people stim because they enjoy it or just want something to do when they're standing around or sitting around. Most stimming behaviors are harmless, while others can be disruptive or may cause some kind of harm. When that happens, parents, teachers, and therapists can support people by teaching them other behaviors to replace those stims. For example, if someone stims by hitting themselves, we might give them compression garments to wear or teach them to use a less harmful pressure, often called squeezes when we work with children. So, why is it important to understand stimming? For parents and for those of us who work with neurodivergent people, it can help us to see when they need help or overly stressed. It also can tell us when they might need a break or a change in the environment, or it can tell us how they're feeling if they don't have the ability to use their words in that moment. For everyone else, understanding stimming behaviors helps with accepting and respecting people with sensory needs. When you see someone stimming in public, most of the time, it's best to leave them alone and try not to stare. People who need assistance in public likely have a family member or carer with them that will provide any support they need. The best thing you can do in that situation is to stay clear and let the person who is familiar assist. So, wrapping up, it's important to remember that stimming is a normal part of sensory processing. It's something that everyone does to some degree. Accepting stimming behaviors is part of accepting neurodivergent people for who they are and shows them the respect that all people want and deserve. Thank you so much for this chance to share, and I hope you enjoyed.